for the past several years, you've been doing a lot of traveling all over Utah, teaching over 300 workshops a year to child caregivers, parents, grandparents, helping them to better prepare their children to learn.
Yes, we have.
And so we're excited for you to share all of your knowledge with us. Tell us exactly what the Ready to Learn program is.
The Ready to Learn program is just a very simple concept of program that we can take just very simple ideas and help parents, grandparents, daycare providers, like you were saying, help their children prepare for school. So when they go to school, they're ready to learn.
Okay, and I know that's important because I have volunteered in my children's kindergarten classes, and there's really a vast
there is.
Discrepancy between how prepared some children are and other children. What are the objectives that you have with the Ready to Learn program?
We have 3 objectives, 3 main goals that we like to try to get parents to do, and the first one is read to their children on a daily basis, which there's a lot of people out there that are a lot of organizations that are saying that, but we support that goal too. The second goal is what we call helping parents understand emergent literacy skills. And then our third goal is really unique to our program, and that's called the learning triangle. And that's where we can take television and make it a tool for learning.
That's interesting. So what is the learning triangle?
Okay, very simply, think of a how-to show that you've ever watched. First, you view the show, then you probably review it. You might review it on the computer, you might review it on your little whatever electronic device you have, and then you do something with it, say a cooking show. That is very similar to the learning triangle. Is first we want parents to co-view or watch a children's program with their children. Then after it's over, review it with a children's book, with the same concept. It doesn't have to be the show that you're rereading, but just a concept, and then doing an activity, because we all know when we do something, we really truly learn. And so the television is just almost a jump start to the other 2 things, but it really then makes the television a learning tool.
Why is it important for the parents to co-view the show?
Well, I think for many, many reasons, and a lot of it is so children don't watch too much television. And that also that when children are watching a program, then a parent can discuss, remember when we saw, and something as important as with Clifford, the big red dog, maybe when a child is having a hard time sharing, talking about, remember when we saw that show? And if a parent doesn't know the shows that their children are watching, then they can't take it. One thing, interesting enough, that research shows that if a child is watching television and a parent models what's happening, then the child is going to use that show more. For example, we have so many shows where we encourage children to get up and move. And if a parent just sits there and watches it, so will the child. But if a parent gets up and dances and sings with it, then the child will do it. So doesn't that show how important the parent is even while they're watching television?
Now, how can parents find the resources? Like, how would I know maybe what's a book I could read with my child after watching this, or what's an activity I could do?
Okay, that's where our web line comes in. Our web source has what we call a participation manual, that we take the themes that we talk about. We have them broken down into 12 different themes, and it has a book list with a with just an amazing library that has in actually themes of them with the authors. Also, we have a lot of activities. You can go to our website, KBYU